I spent the past 90 days trying my best to build my dream life. I designed this personal growth challenge for myself to change 8 different areas of my life. And in my previous video, I shared exactly what happened, the goals that I set, the results that I got. But today, I want to share with you guys the lessons that I learned. And that's because so many of you also want to make a change happen in your life. And these lessons can really help you on your journey. But I've been thinking about going even further and running some sort of group challenge to really help you make that change happen still in 2025. Because there is something magical about being in a group of like minded people who have this shared purpose of making a change in their lives that makes staying consistent so much easier and more enjoyable as well. So if you're part of the top 10% who are truly committed to making that change happen, join the waitlist below because I know you can go so much further as part of a like-minded group. Just imagine what is possible for you still in 2025 once you get the right structure, support, and guidance, and also access to a community that keeps you motivated and accountable. The thought of doing it together as a group makes me so excited because I know we can all go further together. If we want to make changes still in 2025, this is the time because in another 90 days, everybody's going to be thinking about Christmas and we're going to postpone our dreams, our goals to the new year, and then the same pattern is going to happen. So this is the time to break the pattern and take action on our goals. If that's your vibe, join the waitlist and I hope to see you inside. So I came to this beautiful lake here to share with you guys the 6 lessons that I learned in the past 90 days trying to build my dream life. And the last one is the most important, so make sure you stick around. So lesson number 1 that I applied from the get-go is that just setting goals really isn't enough. James Clear says in Atomic Habits that like winners and losers, they have the same goals. What really separates them isn't the goal. What separates them is the system. So winners don't focus only on the goals, they focus on building systems that help them achieve their goals more easily. So for each of the goals that I set for myself, I thought about what are the systems that I need to build to achieve this goal? What are the habits that I need to build? What are the different devices or things or people that can help me make this happen in my life. As an example here, for the physical health goal that I had of losing 1 kg of body fat, I set a system of different habits that I wanted to build that would allow me to achieve that goal. And that is exactly what happened. And one tool that helped me tremendously to achieve this goal was a habit tracker because every morning I'd check in and remind myself of the habits that I was working on. And then in the evening, I'd check which ones I had completed, which ones I still had to complete. And I'd always reflect on how can I make it easier for me to build this habit? How can I make it more enjoyable? And that was really the key for me to stick with those habits. And for any big goal that you set, that involves building habits because it's not one action that will help you achieve your goal. You need to take a certain action time and time and time again until you actually get to the goal. So if building new habits is something that you're working on, I highly recommend that you try a habit tracker. I have my own habit tracker linked down below that you can get for free and print it out and use it to keep you accountable and motivated to building new habits. So lesson number 2 that I learned as part of this 90-day challenge is that the key is to give your best every single day and just know that your best varies from day to day. On the day that you're feeling 100%, maybe you go for that strenuous workout and you're gonna be focused on work for like 8 hours straight, and that's great. But some days you may be feeling at 20%, you may be sick or whatever, and just focus on giving your best with what you have that day. So if that means just going for a walk, if that means doing a gentle yoga session, or just working for 2 or 3 hours and giving yourself some rest, doing some easy tasks, whatever that means for you. Just focus on doing your best with what you have on that day. Focus on progress over perfection, and just to remind yourself that doing something is better than doing nothing every time. Lesson number 3 is something that I learned from doing a digital detox. I was kind of pondering to myself whether or not I should do a digital detox in the first place. And earlier this year, I read a book called Some Days Today by Matthew Dix, where he shares a decision making framework that he uses. Whenever he's making a decision, he asks his 100-year-old self what to do, basically. So when I was pondering this question, whether or not I should do a digital detox, thinking from the lens of my 100-year-old self, it became so clear to me that it was a no-brainer. And that one single decision of doing a digital detox basically impacted every single area of my life. It helped me so much become more calm and find more time in my routine to enjoy the little things in life. And I just couldn't recommend it more. Sometimes the key to achieving more is actually doing less. So for me, it was Instagram that was really taking too much of my time. For you, it may be something else. It may be TV series, video games, online shopping, whatever it is. So just have a bit of a reality check with yourself and see how your actions and the way that you're spending your time may be affecting other areas of life, because in life, everything is connected. Lesson number 4 that I learned as part of the 90-day challenge relates to finances. And this one here is all about celebrating the small wins. Your comparison should be only to your past self. If you look back the past 3 months and you didn't save much money, if you manage to save any money in the next 3 months, that is already a big win for you, because you're only comparing your current self with your past self. And that is really liberating, especially in this day and age of social media, and everybody seems to be millionaires or whatever, when in reality, it's not really what's going on. But that is the impression that we get. And we are always thinking that we are behind, that we're losing, or whatever. But no, focus on yourself. Focus on making improvements from where you are and celebrate those small wins. And lesson number 5 is about attracting opportunities. And this one is a crazy one because, there's something so powerful about aligning your thoughts and your feelings with your intentions, that it essentially attracts all the opportunities that you are looking for. It is truly magical what happens when you align your intentions with your thoughts and your feelings. It's almost like you create an energy field around you that helps you attract the opportunities that you want in your life. One of my habits in my habit tracker was to just enjoy life, nature more, and whatever that meant on that day, if that was going for a walk or if that was enjoying the spa at the gym or whatever that meant. And by setting this intention and taking small actions every day to think and feel that way, I attracted so many things to my life that made me enjoy life and nature more in really surprising ways. As a random example here, I had this friend of mine invite me to go on a boat trip, out of nowhere. And I believe this comes from aligning your intentions with your thoughts and your feelings. That is something that Joe Dispenza talks a lot in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. Highly recommend reading that book. That was really mind blowing for me. And I'm sure a lot of you guys would love that book as well. I actually have a quote from it here. It says, "When you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you begin to change your energy. And when there is a vibrational match between energy and a potential in the quantum field or whatever is out there in the world, you attract that experience to you." So, yeah, I think this little example really demonstrates what he's talking about in the book here, which is all about aligning your intentions, your thinking, your feeling, and how that is going to attract the experiences that you want into your life. I know that our human brains are wired in a way that keeps us obsessed over like negative things. And the more you obsess over them, think about them, that makes you feel in a certain way and attract that very thing that you don't want into your life. So yeah, if you find that your mind is sometimes ruminating around negative things, really think about that and train your mind to align with your intentions, with what you want, instead of focusing on what you don't want to happen. I truly believe that one of the keys for me to have success in so many areas of life there during this challenge in particular was really the alignment between my thinking and feeling, and really showing up every day with that energy in my life. So I could be a more caring, present person, feeling more clear and confident every day. Finally, now onto lesson number 6, which is that change doesn't happen in one day, but it starts on the day that you decide to change. And then it happens daily after that. And just learning about how life changes happen really helps us understand more our process and where we're at. There's this one quote that I'm going to read to you that I love. It says, "Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous in the end." And I like to compare a life change with refurbishing a house. So, when you're refurbishing a house, it is going to be really hard at first, especially making that decision, because you're thinking about all the work, all the mess, and everything that is involved, all the energy, all the money, all the time that is involved in making that change happen. Right? So that is the hard start. And in your life, it is similar. When you're deciding to make a change, it is going to be really hard at first. It's going to be a little unclear what exactly you're changing, how exactly you're doing it. And if you're making a big enough change, you're going to need a project. You're going to just need to take it more seriously. If you're making a small change, maybe using just the habit tracker that I mentioned to you guys, that's going to do. You can just set a few habits that you want to change and work from there. But if you want to make a big change in your life, you're going to need more than that. You're going to need a tool that really helps you gain clarity and design your life, design this change that you want to make, that keeps you motivated, accountable to the plan that you have, and allows you to reflect as well on how your change is going. And that's why I designed the Life Mastery System, which is my personal growth planner and program that really helps you turn your dreams into reality. So if you need a tool to help you gain clarity on your vision, set intentional goals, create a realistic plan, and really build the habits you need to achieve that and make it a reality in your life, that is what the Life Mastery System is designed for. So make sure to check it out. The link is in the description below, and it's been truly transformational in my life and in the life of many other people. And I'm sure it is going to transform your life as well. And you got a 7-day money back guarantee. So if it's not for you, you can ask for your money back, no questions asked. That's how much I believe in the Life Mastery System, because I've seen it happen so many times. And I know that if you apply it, you will get results in your life. So yeah, that's it for today's video. It's getting a little dark now, so this is perfect time for us to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed these lessons and that they help you on your journey changing whatever you want to change in your life. If you want to watch my previous video on my 90-day challenge, I'm going to leave it linked here. And for those of you who are working on building new habits, I highly recommend checking out this video next, because there I share strategies from the book Atomic Habits that you can implement to make it easier for you to build new habits. So I hope to see you there. Bye!